everyone. Welcome to the Step Up sa Pangarap Podcast made for working students. Hello to all of our audience and especially the working students in the Step Up sa Pangarap community. Today we have a very exciting podcast and I'm very excited to be your host. I'm Kirsten Mayuga, the Corporate Communications and Partnerships Officer here at MMBC. And today we're going to talk about money management, finances, and budgeting in our Step Up sa Pera podcast. And who better to talk about this than our friends from the number one finance super app, GCash. So we have two of our representatives from GCash here with us. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Kirsten.
Yeah, okay. So maybe you guys can introduce yourself a little bit about yourself before we start.
Right. So I'm Den Ramos. I am currently the Product Development Manager for GGives Installment Loans. It's nice to meet you.
And I'm Anna. I'm the Product Business Manager for GGives Installments naman. So Dan and I actually work together in GCash.
And you both work together in GCash through GGives, right?
Yes.
So, okay, interesting. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so actually in this podcast, we really wanted to talk to our working students about stepping up sa pera. So with their finances and everything. You know, you kind of had an idea of how to save and to manage your money. What tips could you give to some of our viewers? They're college students, they're working students. Let's say they would earn around 25,000 pesos a month, hypothetically. What advice or tips could you give them on how to save and manage their money while also giving some of their budget to their education?
For me, it's really to know yung priorities mo in life, where to put your money. Personally, I am someone who also experienced limited budget when I was a student back in college. And I knew that my priority was to graduate. Especially when you're young, ang main priority mo talaga is to invest in yourself and to invest in your education. Delayed gratification kasi siya. You need to go through 3 to 4 years of university, but right after you graduate, I assure you, malaki talaga yung return of investment of education more than any other investment that you could have. So yun talaga yung tip ko. Make sure you know your priorities, especially as a young student. Don't spend much muna on luxuries. You don't need that so early on in your life. You can travel kung saan mo gusto right after you graduate. So that was really my tip, or at least based on my experience. That's how I manage my limited budget.
Yeah, so making education really a priority and finishing
Yes.
education is really a priority, right? And then, well, what Anna was saying about how, you know, there are a lot of things to think about, diba? Like grocery, so, your family, if you have kids, diba? Paying the bills. And there are really some sacrifices that you have to make, right? Like what you were saying, you really have to lessen some of your budget for some of these wants to make some room for others, diba? And I'm sure that it's a challenge that a lot of people face. How about you guys? Could you share some of your, maybe if you had some challenges when it comes to finances when you were in college or paying for your college in the past? If you could share some of those stories.
Hindi kami nagplan at all when I went to college. Nung nag-college na ako, wala kaming pool of funds. Unfortunately, the university is very, very expensive. So education is really a big investment and we couldn't afford it. And the very first option na naisip talaga namin was for me to drop out and to transfer out of that university. Yun agad. Parang na-dead end na talaga kami. And I was really persistent na I wanted to pursue my education there. I talked to my mom na, okay, option 2, I'm not going to drop out, but instead, magbabawas ako ng units, magbabawas ako ng classes. Good thing for that university, it allowed me to be more flexible with my lessons. So, nagbawas ako, so we decided, okay, every trimester, 45K lang. Kung ano mang fees or classes na gusto mong i-take, go, basta 45,000. So, I agreed. Pero short pa din. Yun talaga yung problem namin. So, another option, my sister helped out. She explored her options and nakakuha siya ng 50% scholarship. So that also helped. Pero kulang pa rin. That was really the sad reality. And parang we were running out of options. And fortunately, my friend yung mom ko, who gave an advice na you can actually borrow money instead to pay for my tuition so that I can stay. So nagkaroon siya ng line of credit. And the sad thing kasi is yung mom ko, may bonuses siya twice a year. So one mid-year and one Christmas bonus. And unfortunately, yung bayaran ng tuition, let's say it's May, it's 2 months before dumadating yung bonus niya. So hindi swak yung schedule of when we are expecting money to come in. So what we did was we're gonna get funds from that line of credit. Maghihiram kami, pay off my first trimester. After 2 months, kapag may lump sum na, isa-settle namin siya. So ma-replenish yung loan. The next trimester, magpo-pull out kami. So it was a constant cycle of borrowing, paying it off kapag may extra kami until I was able to graduate 3 years after. So yun yung naging cycle namin. Sadly, we just planned na anything extra sa education ko na lang talaga siya mapupunta. We didn't have a lot of extra funds for like luxuries, luho, or travel, but we thought naman na it was a worth it investment. I got delayed for a year, but wala namang pagsisisi. Like, it was one of the best decisions that we've made.
Wow, that's so great. I mean, hearing from the both of you of how you really pushed to finish your education. I mean, it could have been an option for you to drop out and just to give up on being a college graduate, right? Especially also you come from the province, right?
Yes,
You
yes.
had to come to Manila to study.
Just to
college.
study,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so I'm sure it's really a lot to think about, right? And for you, Anna, you know, sometimes you can't really plan everything. Like emergencies happen, right?
That's
And
true.
you really have to find other
Out of
ways.
nowhere
Yeah.
also, these things happen na you can't prepare for it din eh. Or even if you prepared for it, wala. You just have to accept na may mga ganyang nangyayari din.
Maghahanap ka na lang talaga ng way to adjust at that point in time. What are
Yeah.
my options? I don't know why naisip ko agad to drop out, but I'm happy din na I didn't.
Yeah, and you really pushed for it, right? I mean, I think it's really smart how you put like an allocation of money per term of how you can do that. Actually, in MMDC, we have that on our website, a tuition fee calculator, when you can adjust the number of units that you're going to take, say a light load of 3, and then you can adjust it to see how much your tuition would be for like how many units you'll be having.
That's good. I wish I had that. Kasi I manually calculated for my tuition on how I can make my money work for me. So I think that's a very helpful feature that you have.
Yeah, it's very easy to see how much your tuition would be if you
Yeah.
have a light load or a heavy load, right? Or a full load. And yeah, and just seeing how with the option that you ended up going with, you were able to borrow money so that your mom could pay it every time she would have bonuses, right? And just to see that, well, it was your last option, but it's possible pala. Like, we really want to show people na it's possible, and that should be an option for you to really prioritize and finish your degree, right? And I'm sure you're very happy that you were able to get your college degree.
Yeah, of course. I am so happy. Like, right after nag-graduate ako and napunta ako ng workforce, I had so many opportunities that really opened up. And I think if hindi ako graduate from that university or hindi ko nakuha yung whatever I got from that university, no, the people that I met there, yung knowledge and skills, whatever I got from that university, I won't be where I am now. And kung ano man yung opportunities na kukuha ko now, it's really because I invested in my schooling. So, no regrets. Really, best decision.
Yeah. So finishing your degree, especially with a college like MMTC, really helps you be more future ready and ready for the real world, right? And whatever your sacrifices that you made.
Yeah, there were a lot of
before,
sacrifices.
It's worth it. It's
worth it
now. I think some of our listeners even they're working students, so they're the ones who are paying for their education, right? And there are a lot of things to think about if you have to be the one to pay for your own education. And I just wanted to highlight the fact that you were able to take a loan and you were able to borrow money, right? And I believe that GCash, it's something that's very accessible, right? And you provide financial solutions for students and people who really want to, just like what we said, invest in their education, right? Anna, could you tell us more about the financial solutions that GCash has and how MMDC working students can be able to avail of them?
So I think in the same way that MMDC makes it so accessible for working students now to enroll, given na you can take your classes from anywhere around the Philippines or even around the world. I believe there are students from abroad, diba? And you can make your classes as modular as possible, the fact that you can adjust your load. Now, dinagdagan pa natin yung reasons to make this so much more accessible for working students financially with GGives. So that's where we come in, and we're so happy to be helping out and collaborating with MMDC, with this opportunity to help out working students. So GGives is the installment payment plan option within the GCash ecosystem. So it's available to GCash users, and you can actually pay for your MMDC tuition with GGives para pahabain mo yung payment term mo. So instead of paying ng isang bagsakan, or maybe in, I think, 3 installments, may available kayong options like that. With GGives, you can pay in up to 6, 9, 12, and even 24 monthly installments. So you're essentially making your monthly cash out so much smaller in such a way that it works for your budget, diba? So how it works is basically, when you avail of GGives, by the next day, ika-clear na ni GCash yung balance mo with MMDC. So, you're completely parang free from any stress na mag-incur ka pa ng kahit anong penalty from the school, the reminders, baka hindi ka pa maka-enroll, or you can't take the test, or I am not too sure if there's some sort of repercussions like that. But basically, settled ka na, solved ka na sa school, you get an extra month to prepare before your monthly payment starts pa with GGives. So, every month on the same day, you have to repay your monthly payment via the app lang rin. So it's so easy because you can just do it with the pay bills option on GCash app. So within your room lang, you don't even need to step out to the bank or step out to a bayad center, no? Within a few clicks, you can avail already of a GGives installment plan, settle your tuition, and pay it right away. Diba? Sobrang easy na lang at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's really within the GCash app.
Yes.
It's within the GCash app, and all they have to do is go to the bills payment
Feature on the app. Yeah.
Okay, and then they'll see everything, that how they're able to do to avail of GGives, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and then tell me more about like the step-by-step process of how to avail of a GGives student loan with MMDC. So how does it work?
Yeah, so right now, GGives kasi is on a pre-approved or pre-eligible system. No? So you have to be eligible to use it before you can actually pay with GGives for your MMDC tuition. So how you check if you're eligible? Just log onto your GCash app, tap on borrow, click on GGives, and then you should be able to see there if you are eligible or not. You might need to activate the GGives product, no? It's just a couple of questions, no documents needed, super easy. Dan here has made the flow so easy for anyone who wants to activate the product. Once you activate it, you're ready to go. You know your credit limit already. And then if you want to pay for your MMDC tuition, again, just head over to the Pay Bills dashboard or the Pay Bills feature. Under schools, nandun na si MMDC, choose to pay with GGives, and then the number of the different payment plans or the payment tenors should appear there. So, pipili ka na lang 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, no? And there's also a monthly computation there. So, you can at least get an idea, is this enough for my monthly budget? So, let's say, going back to your example kanina, no? A student na baka may 25,000 na sweldo each month. After calculating their expenses, meron na lang silang 2,000 na extra to pay for their education. If not adjusting their load, then that's when they can consider, okay, baka GGives is the next best option for me. Papahabain ko tong 2,000 na to in order to pay for my tuition na, let's say, 16,000. So, for a 16,000 peso na GGives loan or installment plan, you would only essentially need to pay 1.8K per month for 12 months. There is a minimal interest rate that will be applied per month, pero at 1.8 per month, na 2,000 yung savings mo, may 200 pesos ka pang extra doon na you can use for other materials or other needs. You can use this for your kid, no, or for yourself. So that's the benefit of GGives, no. It makes it so much more affordable for you and so much more possible to pay for your education in a way that works for you talaga.
Wow, I really like that last bit you said about really the benefits of using GGives. And of course, we really want to empower working students or people who are thinking about going back to college to really invest in their education through GGives, right? Can you tell me a little bit more benefits or why people should consider using GGives to pay for their MMDC tuition?
So with GGives, again, monthly installment mo is a much smaller amount than you would need to pay if isang bagsakan mo binayaran yung tuition fee mo. For a 16,000 tuition fee, tapos 25 lang yung sweldo mo, ang bigat nun, that's more than half, diba? There's no way na you can manage your regular monthly household expenses if you're paying 16,000 in one go. So yun, with GGives, we extend it until 12 months, 24 months even. It's up to you na, no, kung ano yung kaya mong ma-afford at that point. So you're left with more budget to pay for other things that you might need. So yun yung main benefit talaga of GGives. And in terms of collections or payments rather, your monthly payments, no, it's so easy because everything again is done on the app. So all you need to do is go on your GGives dashboard. Nandun na naka-monitor yung payments mo. So may schedule, monthly schedule doon. So you can keep track which months you paid for, which months you still have to pay for, and it's so convenient and easy to keep track of your monthly dues, no? Para at least no hassle na rin for you to, again, go to a bank or a bayad center. Again, everything is doable within your own room. So, sobrang convenient.
Wow, so everything's very convenient nga and very digital. Because of course, we're digital college. So, really everything, even the payment became digital, right? So, that's really good to hear. And baka, I know that it really sounds I'm sold actually. I wish there was like that also when I was studying in college. But baka there are some people out there who are still scared to avail of GGives and to get this student loan, right? Maybe you could give us some tips then on how to maintain your GGives loan or, yeah.
Yeah. So, usually Filipinos, diba, when they hear the word utang, natatakot agad sila. But ako personally and us, we are believers that if you use loans or if mangutang ka the right way and the smart way, it will help you more than ibabaon ka sa utang. You just need to do it right. And how to manage GGives, again, it's very easy. Everything's accessible in app. So if you are trying to study digitally lang, you can pay for it digitally lang din. You can pay for your loans also at the comfort of your own home. And we do expose everything in the app. We are very transparent kung magkano yung kailangan mong bayaran, at what date. We even send payment reminders so that you don't forget. So we have those everything to help our customers manage their loan. So first, as mentioned by Anna, before you avail of a GGives loan, we do show magkano yung babayaran mo as a monthly payment. And you need to ensure before you avail, you can afford the monthly payments because the least we want is for you to incur any late fees or penalties for missing out on your loan payment. If kailangan mo ng mas maliit na hulugan, we can extend it for you up to 12 to 24 months. So it's really flexible in terms of payments. And second, just make sure to pay on time because when you do miss out on loan payments, we charge late fees and penalties. We do want you to focus on studying. We don't want to hassle and stress you with added charges. And lastly, we do take pride. Now, when it comes to our customer support and collections, very friendly yung collections ng GCash and GGives. So, if nahihirapan kang bayaran yung loan mo and nasa-stress ka na talaga, just reach out to us and we'd be happy to help you out on providing you any settlement discounts or any solutions to help na mas mapagaan pa namin yung loan payments mo. So, those are the different ways on how we can help you with your GGives loans.
Yeah, and with this, I really see that we have something in common in GCash and MMDC. The people are very friendly.
Yes.
The people are very
We
friendly.
value our customers first. We very customer-centric yung approach. I know we're parang at the end of the day, we're just trying to help out these students na makaaral sila. Yun lang naman talaga yung primary objective that we want to happen.
And I think what we want to get across lang no is that availing of a loan or an installment plan doesn't have to be intimidating. It's accessible. You don't need to submit additional documents pa. And in terms of repayments, also, alam ko ang daming stigma with these digital loans or digital installment plans. But again, as Den has mentioned, we're here to reassure you na there's nothing of the sort na walang pahiyaan or anything. In fact, you can even come to our customer support and just explain your situation and they'll help you find solutions to repay for your loan.
Wow, so we're really seeing this with the friendly people that we have both in GCash and MMDC who are really helping you and empowering you to really make sure that you get that quality education and you finish your college degree, right? And I also just wanted to mention that, well, at MMDC, the tuition fee is actually very affordable. Remember what I said a while ago, how we have a tuition fee calculator on our website. It actually goes from 12,000 pesos for a light load of 3 subjects. And then it can go maximum mga 19,500 per term na yan ha. So I think it's very affordable. And there are also, like what you said, scholarships.
Yes.
We offer scholarships in MMDC for employer partners, LGUs, and just in general. So I think that, now we're really making education more
accessible and affordable. There's so many different factors na you can play around with to make it fit to what you need it to be. Not just in schedule, but also in payments, diba?
Yeah, and all in all, we really just want to show our viewers and the working students in the Step Up sa Pangarap community that, worrying about finances shouldn't be a hindrance for you to get your dream career and get your diploma, right? So I wanted to ask the both of you, working in GGives, a last question of what advice could you give to working students to really help them manage their money and really invest in their education? Any advice or last tips that you could share with us?
Sige, so for me, I think, just coming from our discussion, I just want to reassure everybody that there's no shame, there's no hiya in availing of loans, availing of additional help, diba? I mean, this really is such a big investment for you to put your money in. And maybe at the time, it's daunting to you, intimidating even, but yun lang, there are so many tools out there that you can take advantage of. Just really explore your options. Like what Den did, diba? Talagang she looked around, looked for scholarships. There's so many other ways. Maybe talk to your school. Maybe there are some solutions that aren't available to you now or on your view, hindi mo siya kita, pero yung school nyo pala may alam na way to help you. Look at financial institutions like GCash. Yun, ang dami naming options for you to take a look at in order to make your payments more affordable. No? And I think for anybody who's thinking about studying and working at the same time, I just want to say na oftentimes you'd think ang hassle, ang hirap, parang wala kang oras, wala kang tulog. Bakit ko pa to gagawin? I'm already earning a good amount with my job now. Why do I need to finish my studies, no? But to that, what I want to say is wala akong kilalang ni isang tao na nagsisi for finishing their studies. It's such a good investment that will really push you up, level you up, and maybe allow you to step up. No, given your slogan, allow you to step up in your career, in the experiences you have, the kinds of application that you can, learnings that you can apply at your work, the kind of exposure, the opportunities that come your way. Iba talaga eh. You can't compare it to versus when you possibly didn't finish your education. So iba, I think it's something that you should really pursue. And if it isn't yet, maybe it should be one of your top investments, if not the top one investment for you.
Just to build on what Anna said, I wish I knew that there were so many external financial instruments and opportunities where I could have gotten support, diba, for education. And it's good na we have something like this to just make our audience more aware na marami naman talagang options. Pwedeng combination yan ng scholarship plus borrowing money, diba? Again, ang dami mong pwedeng i-play around. And again, we don't want education to be parang sobrang hirap makuha. It's a need for everyone to get education and good quality education. And we just want to make it very affordable and accessible for everyone else.
Okay, great. A lot of your pieces of wisdom were shared with us today. So thank you so much, Den and Anna, for being here on our podcast and really representing GCash to tell us that it is possible to really finish your degree while getting help from GGives and with the support of MMDC, right? Especially if you're a working student, right? We really want to show that it's possible. And to all of the working students who are listening to this podcast, I hope that you found it helpful. Make sure to check our social media for more updates. I believe that we might have something new coming up, right, Anna?
Yeah, so we're cooking something up for students of MMDC specifically. So just follow their social media, wait for their emails, no? Wait for it na lang, it will come soon.
Yeah, so there are some more exciting things that are coming up. You can check our social media at Malayan Digital. And if you like this podcast episode, make sure to share it with your friends, your family, or anyone you know who might need to hear this today. All right, that has been our podcast for today on Step Up sa Pera. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day.